Hello. So it is 8:09 a.m. on March 24th of 2022. I did actually make a video not yet. Oh yeah, yesterday? No, not yesterday, but the day before. That would have been on the 22nd. But Binance actually is has a new thing where you basically it can't record Binance sometimes or all the time if you have that setting on. And I didn't realize I had it on, and I went to go take a screenshot of Binance for my for my yes. See the screen protection prompt. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. So I am actually going to turn that off for now. Yeah. And but it. Oh, I forget what I was just talking about. Not gonna lie. Well, anyway, yeah. So the screen protection thing, shut that off. So now it should be good. I've been trading the past couple days as well, and I've been doing okay. I am down in the past couple days, about $30. This account I've only got 200 and well, I had 230 in it, but 207 right now. I did actually have some winning trades in that video. We will be live trading, so just so you know, whether it's a win or a lose, I mean, you guys are gonna see it. If I blow my whole account in one trade, I won't. But if I blow my whole account in one trade, you'll see that take place, and you can make fun of me. So, pull up our lists here. I'll look for a good trade and kind of talk until something comes up. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this list here and let me just clear it. Alright, let's go into here. Check what's moving. Axie. Axie's got some good move on it. Yeah, I'll add that in. What the heck? Engine coin? Oh, engine coin. That's kind of interesting. Candles don't seem to be moving much bigger than they were back here. Be a bit. If I'm looking for a coin, I'll add that Doge. Doge. Yep, I'll add Doge in here. See it pretty good. Trade probability over here. Possibly. Seems to be a little wonky. A little false breakout here. Wasn't really much of anything, and seeming to be bouncing around here. Lots of supply right here, as you can see. Huge volume candle. Add that in though. Solana. One of the two. We'll go to the hourly real quick. Let me look at this. Let me clear this all. Alright. Alright. Solana. I really don't know, actually. Yeah, I'll add that in. Let me look at Eng again. I mean, Eng has a nice little trend kind of going on the hourly. It seems to... Well, let's look at this. If we bring this down to the 15... 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly. Looks like we're on the 4th wave right now. Like I'm kind of expecting one more push up. I am gonna keep a look on it. Okay, and nothing's moving too crazy today. Yesterday we had some coins that were moving about 40%. Made some good money on that. And then I had this one trade yesterday that kind of got out of hand. I was pretty high leverage, lots of margin in it. And for instance, I can actually see something similar that would have happened here. I was expecting a bit of a break of demand, and it kind of started consolidating. I mean, this is the 15-minute chart. I was actually trading on the 1-minute chart with it, but it started kind of consolidating like this here, and then we got the break of the lower like area, I suppose, and so on this candle, that's when I would have gotten short, and then it just turned around, and I started adding in a little position size, just kind of trying to see what would happen, and then it shot up, kind of like this, actually, pretty well exactly like this. It wasn't that, obviously, but it was quite similar. NKN, let's see, 5-minute, what do you look like? Let's see how big these moves are being, about 2%. Big, but not really big enough. GTC, traded this a long time ago. This had some pretty big moves with it, actually. I'm gonna look at this. Don't see anything directly right now, but I'm sure something will come up. Oh, actually, I do see something directly. Maybe a bit more like that. So we kind of got 1, 2, 3, 4, failed fifth. But this could be an extended fifth, and then A, B, C. Yeah. Well, I mean, wow, that RSI hit very high. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 extended fifth. Fifth was huge though, if that's the case. Kind of like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really know. That's about 8% for 2 to 3. That's about 12% for 45. Yeah, I don't know. Take that off for now. Coming into an area of supply. Not too sure. Yeah, lots of liquidity right here. Hence why it started stalling a lot. Kind of at the bottom of that liquidity zone. If it breaks down, I think it'll come back down to the trend line. If it doesn't break down, I think it'll either do its proper fifth wave or it'll keep consolidating, I suppose. Who knows? I'm not really sure. DTB. Yeah, let's look at the other side of this. LRC. I was trading LRC yesterday, actually. This here is, I was actually doing really good on. I was calling an ABC here. It seems to still be wanting to do that C, but it's kind of a failed C, almost. We had like 1, 2, 3, I don't know why I had that like that. It should more be like this. Regardless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A, B, C, and C normally breaks B. So I am kind of expecting it down here, but you never really know. It could be just a very bullish thing. This is what was ripping. I think this was the 45% mover yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was 53 or so, 53% from the top to bottom there. Made some pretty good trades on this one. I don't know if this is the, oh fuck, what coin was it? Let me look on Binance. 1 second. I do go to work here at 9 o'clock. I gotta leave the house. I'd like to be off of here. Yeah, there's that one trade on Serum that hurt me pretty hard. So that was actually Serum that I was trading. This coin right here. Let's see if I can remember what happened. Yes, so completely wrong on what this was. I need to keep an open mind with that kind of stuff. I need to be like, okay, well, could have been wrong. You know, like this was actually the 3 and this was just an extended 5. Right here. So A, B, and then C, I'm expecting a bit of drop farther. So I'm actually going to keep a look on Serum as well to hopefully hit this C. Although I'm a little petty with Serum right now just because of that whole trade yesterday that just took me it was a pretty hurting trade. I actually kept losing on Serum. I had a couple good wins on Serum, like I'm just making sure there's no personal stuff on this that I can actually show you guys. Yeah, no, we're good. So, yes, in relevance, these aren't huge trades, but these, to me, are fair-sized trades. Especially from when I was trading yesterday, I had a couple mediocre-sized losses. Anyway, I don't like to lose more than like $5 currently with this account size per trade or so. If I'm going high leverage and I'm looking to make more than 15, let's say, per trade, I don't mind losing like $10 or $15 if I'm looking to make like 25 or 30, but it's all rewarded to risk anyway. So I did actually have some decent trades. I mean, this one was just kind of a break even. Another bit of a break even here. Another bit of a break even. A lot of little break evens. This one I think was a bit of a profit, and this one was a bit of a profit too. That was on IOTX actually. Bit of a lose. We had another. Yeah, and then I started trading Bitcoin Cash and had a, just stuff going on. Serum. This was a bit of a break even here. Had a good little win. Had a bit of a lose. And a pretty big lose. Well, like big in comparison, Anyway, ended up down a little bit yesterday. Although it really wasn't too bad. I was doing good with my trades, like even on EGLD, made like a $6-7 win right here. Only like a $4 loss. So I was doing pretty good, regardless. So pulling this back up, that could have been even A, B, C, but no, I'm thinking A, B, C. Dusk. Let's look at Dusk. This had a pretty big rip yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Had to, about 20%. That's not bad. Not looking for that. HNT. I have a little investment in HNT here, but it's been ripping the past little bit. It's kind of been a bit of a supply zone. I'm curious to see how it's going to do. It seems to be ripping right through it, honestly. We kind of got this first little go. We had to pull back to 236 or so. This time, we're having a bit of a pullback. Probably the 618 is where the next kind of demand-ish area is. You can actually take that into account and look at that. You can see there's a lot of liquidity right here. Where prices traded sideways before is a price or an area of liquidity. And I don't necessarily mean like, oh, well, it traded sideways like here, let's say. I mean, that does actually line up with the liquidity zones on this side. But that's not always the case, You can see like they tend to line up. They don't always, right? Like this one kind of lines up with the top of those. But that actually lines up probably more with the rest of these. Yeah, that does. So liquidity areas are always shifting is what I'm trying to get at. And so you don't want to look too far back at liquidity areas. Like this here, you wouldn't even want to look at, right? You want to look at like, not even this one. Right now, the next one is here. Then from there, the whole next area of liquidity would be like that, right? Much bigger than just this small one. And so that would be a big, pretty area of demand zone, or a pretty big demand area. You can see there wasn't a lot of volume, which then turned into a lot of volume, which really indicates like quite a strong liquidity zone. So, so I got my red list. I got what I was looking for. Ethereum Classic, actually, I do want to look at this. Just clicked on that. It's pretty good on the hourly. 1 hourly. 2 hourly. 3 hourly. 4 hourly. 5 hourly. 6 hourly. 7 hourly. 8 hourly. 9 hourly. 10 hourly. 11 hourly. 12 hourly. 13 hourly. 14 hourly. 15 hourly. 16 hourly. 17 hourly. 18 hourly. 19 hourly. 20 hourly. 21 hourly. 22 hourly. 23 hourly. 24 hourly. 25 hourly. 26 hourly. 27 hourly. 28 hourly. 29 hourly. 30 hourly. 31 hourly. 32 hourly. 33 hourly. 34 hourly. 35 hourly. 36 hourly. 37 hourly. 38 hourly. 39 hourly. 40 hourly. 41 hourly. 42 hourly. 43 hourly. 44 hourly. 45 hourly. 46 hourly. 47 hourly. 48 hourly. 49 hourly. 50 hourly. 51 hourly. 52 hourly. 53 hourly. 54 It's not doing too well in the 15-minute. Seems to be a lot of sideways action. Yeah, not looking at that today. Alright, so let's look at Axie. Axie Infinity is ripping right now. I wonder if there's a little bit of a trend going on. Sort of. Yes. I wouldn't consider this something crazy strong. There's not a lot of liquidity, even if it does come down a touch. It's quite a possible breakout. Although it did trade sideways here, so if it did come down right away, could hit an area of liquidity, but who knows? So an area of liquidity, really, what like when it actually comes down to it, what it is an area where people are buying or selling, basically, or a mix of both at that. And so, it like, think of it as, here, we can look on here. This is just on Bitcoin, which I guess can be a good example. Let's load up. If we look on here, there's a lot of liquidity around here, actually. So this isn't a really great example right now. What if I even go a little bit bigger? Show the 30-minute chart and kind of the 50 maybe. Yes, this is pretty good. This is a very good example. So you can see, most likely, I'm assuming, as soon as it breaks this 42,522 mark, 43,500 I said? Yeah, 500. So it'll probably break. There probably won't be as many orders to the sell side, and that is right, you know. 43,550 actually has a lot less, and then, I mean, it starts to pick up again, but 43,250 would be a good little area as well. And you can see that that is the case. That's kind of the breakout of the most liquid area, you know, like all around here it's all trading sideways, but once it gets out of that, around 3250 or 43,250 is kind of where it that's the breakout area, you know, like not breakout area in a sense, but you can see, if I could point, there's not a lot of liquidity here, you know, there's not a lot of sideways action here, and chances are before there wasn't either, and that is actually the case. That area right around here, just bumped up, and that, oh no, yeah, still up there. 43,250. So like right around here, you can see, I mean, it's kind of the bottom of this big liquid area. It's not really a great example, honestly. It's hard to. Let's go on to Serum. I can probably show some pretty good with this one. So, here's a good example. This is not a very liquid area. Maybe it is, actually. There's a lot of volume on it. The demand could have just been destroying the buys. But this is the most liquid area, so I am expecting something to drop off in price, I suppose. Not price, amount of orders. Right around 264. Way too big there. Yeah, it doesn't even show up to 264. Bring it down. Oh, I know what I can do. So 264. Which is the case. Right after that, you can see less orders down to 260. And then after 260. Yeah, see, this isn't a really great example either. Anyway, you don't see it very, like, often. You can't really see it on the order book too often. But if you look at it, like, from your eyes perspective, I suppose, just because order books just have people always putting orders in. Like, there's stop losses around these areas and everything. And as you guys know, I'm also learning as I go on. This is me teaching myself as well here, so I'm not always going to be 100% correct when I'm speaking. And hopefully I can catch myself like that there, where the order book just isn't showing that too well. I've seen it before. Like you guys will probably see it too. Like 301, actually, I think that's an area. Right after 301 kind of drops off a little bit. And it does. That's when it gets into that e-liquid area, like right up in this area. I know there's orders here, but people tend to actually cancel their order as price move up. So, so I'm like, I know that I'm partially right on this, but not completely, if that makes sense. Anyway, regardless, so we're still looking for a trade here. Ode is pulling back. See, I'm just worried about this heavy supply here. I don't really want to trade that unless it's to the down. But I also don't want to short this going up. Like, it's quite strong the way that it's moving. Like, even on the 5 minute chart, it's actually following the 55, which is quite strong. There's not a lot of good trades at this exact moment. Yeah, this might be actually. This could be a short here on Engine. How do you spell that? E-N-J-I-N-S. Oh, it's just Eng. No, it's one little thing, right? So I'm gonna be patient with this anyway. So we got a bit of a supply area right here. Seems to be resisting here a couple times, and then on top of that we've got a bit of a ascending triangle here. So really just to see what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna long it, I don't think. I might, but it would have to be a very good setup for me to long this. It's hard longing the break of a supply or demand zone, or not longing, even just trading a break of a supply or demand zone. I like to not trade the breaks of them because a lot of the time they're actually false breaks. It's sometimes very difficult to figure out when they're not. Like if this breaks here, just right here, like just right here is another small area of supply, and then from there, I mean right there, but like if I get a break of this one, I'd consider it a little bit more. But at the same time, it's kind of more of a area on this too, you know? It's kind of like this whole wick. Of course. Ooh. Alright. Could be looking for a little short here. I might actually take a quick short. Yeah, I might. Well, let me pull up Engine, and I'll pull up the 1 minute. I don't tend to mark here on... Oh, actually, this is... Shit, that did drop very quick. I wish Binance wasn't kind of stupid like this, honestly. Not that it's stupid, it's just being annoying. So, I'm looking for the break of this triangle. I was going to get a little bit short up here just to kind of ride that down, but that's okay. I'm not going to do that now. And the reason I wouldn't get short right now is because then I have to suffer if it comes back up. Even if it does come back down and break, I still have to take that suffering. And then on top of that, not only do I have to take that kind of suffering in a sense, if it does come back up and then break to the upside, that's an even bigger loss than it had to be. Where if I got in short right here, I know that if it breaks up into here, I could add a little bit more position, and then if it breaks up farther, I can get out. Where from here to there, like, here we go. Let's just call it the bottom of there. Here to there is about a 0.36 move, while about here to there is about a 0.6 move. So I'd be taking double the loss. So that's why you don't get in on something like that. Like, you really just got to play with your reward to risk in that sense. So now I'm actually just going to be trading the break to this. Again, sometimes I do very basic things on here. Like, I'll just kind of real quickly just throw something in. And there we go. Just kind of see what is happening. I'm going to actually put trading view up on this side here so I can see what's going on still. And these lines will just give you guys kind of an idea what's happening. So I do have the VWAP on here. I'm also, getting a bit of a break. NG, so what am I looking at? I want to pull up the 5 minute real quick. Worried it's going to break though. I don't want to miss the move. So we're looking at about a 0.008. So 0.08 times, let's call it 500, be $4 a candle on the 5 minute candle. So we'll go probably about 750 here on a short. Might actually start at a little bit smaller, kind of go 250. And I'll build up position size into a trade that I like. So that wick broke, but I'm really not looking at that wick as something as a key break because these wicks are also popping through. So that's something you got to keep in mind as well when placing your lines. If you're placing your lines on the tops of the wick or the bottoms of the wick, like if I was doing kind of more like this, then a wick breaking down would be something that I'd be more looking as a key break. But in this case, it is actually cutting through all the wicks. Sometimes I put it on wicks, sometimes I put it on bodies. It actually all depends on the candles. Like here, you can see that I get more touches when it's on the body, so the trend line is probably more accurate in this way. So I don't actually like to put it on these on these wicks, but sometimes I do. So if I pull up here again, so we're kind of getting a bit of nothing really, no real divergences, the 1 minute at least, 3 minute, no real crossovers or anything. I mean, I guess this could be kind of a crossover, but it's just kind of going sideways, you know. Yeah, we're about to get a trade, I think. I'm gonna see a break of this wick here. Not very strong, just a little tap. Yes, and if I see it very strong, then I might have missed the move, you know. And yes, nothing yet. Might get in very small right here, which again might not be the smartest of ideas, but okay, now I'm looking for a pullback. Didn't get in big enough. If I went for that full 750, this might be playing out a little bigger, which is what it should have done. Might potentially add to a winner here. Yeah, I am gonna. Stop loss right now is about $1.65, 430. Oh yeah, that's pulling hard back in. Wow, that might have been a very failed trade. We will see. Just one moment what happens. Might get in a little bit more here. Yeah, let's get in a little more right here. Pull that down. Get another 250 ready. Might even up this up to about 1,000. I just have a mental stop right about here because there's no real other area. 165. Let me look at this. I can just pull it up on. I do actually like to have it as a solid stop, but that doesn't always work out the best. So I'm looking at a 165.44. Ooh, $1.65. Oop, still not even on. Only a $3 loss there. I might add much more. That's my solid stop. Mental stop. I don't have one yet. And there we go. We're getting a pretty good breakdown. Take some profit here. And I'm going to take the full right here. Alright. So we're out. I think that was about a $5 win, I want to say. Yeah, so we got about 260 here and then 230 there. So yeah, we'll call it a $5 win. Plus then fees, so you got to take your fees and then actually double it because you also have fees selling or buying, whatever you're doing. See, this is my issue. So I tend to get out early a lot of the time, which is great for a scalper, but I'm really trying to work on that. I'm trying to hold it. What I want to do normally, like if I have a clear mind, completely clear mind, which is super important while trading because then you can make so much more money. You want to look at this. Like this is kind of your next little area, like right here. You know, and so I should have had this marked out. Realistically, I really should have. I should have had that part of the plan, but I didn't. And that's why it's important to plan your trade a little bit heavier. But I just kind of seen this happening right here. Like I really only had like a couple minutes to actually plan this out. And so what I should be doing is looking for this. Like as this candle's going right now, I should be putting a mental stop loss right here, keeping my stop here. I definitely should have some profit taken, and if it breaks below, I might even add to this position to keep the trade going a little longer. And so my mental stop is not really technically here yet because what I like to do is wait for a pullback candle and then wait for a lot of the time a second pullback candle, or so like, let me show you with this. So what I like to do is wait for a pullback, and then I don't like to set my stop loss while in profit or my mental stop loss while in profit until I see a red candle or a green candle if it's the other way. And then now I know my stop loss is right there. So I know if it breaks this and breaks it, I'm out. Right? So I took my profit. That's where I took my profit anyway, you know? And so, but if it doesn't and then instead it actually just comes down and hits the roof again and then comes down, you know, and then has the breakdown, like I'm still in profit, I'm making much more money. And then on this breakdown, that's actually when I'm adding position. And so that's where a lot of the time it's kind of difficult. But so we are seeing lots of demand here. There's not a whole ton of volume, so there aren't people selling into this demand, so that's a good sign. It just is kind of an overthrown demand. So if I was still holding on right now, I'd still be up a fair amount. These wicks here are really what scare me, like these doji candles, that like the wick just went so far and then it shot right back up. The thing that kept me in was this next candle came down. If the next candle came up and closed above, not just a little bit above, it would have had to been like here, I would have been out. And that's just a judgment call on that side. So, I mean, that's just kind of the trade. I don't have a whole lot of time to make any more trades, but it seems to just work so much better for me as I talk myself through these kind of things. even just through YouTube kind of deal, because it just tends to be a little easier. You think a little more clear. You know, I didn't have any adrenaline rushing through me, which is, I mean, I know it's a great feeling when you're trading to have adrenaline rushing through you, but it's so bad for your trading. I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't hold on to this, because it seems to be turning around pretty hard right now. But it's one of those things that if you take some profit, at least you're up some profit, and you're okay to lose a little bit, because the risk is worth it. You know, like if this does break back down and just crushes this, comes down to this area, and then this area, and then this area, you know, that's like so freaking far, especially because I think this is the B pullback, isn't it? Let me pull up this real quick again. I think this is the B pullback, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and I mean, chances are it has a breakout here. It's actually probably going to have a pullback. Like, that's quite normal if we're looking at a bigger time frame here, the 5 minute. And so this pullback will be quite normal. I think it'll probably come up to about $1.65 or so. Pull back down. If it doesn't pull back down, it is what it is. So, yeah, wait, what was I doing? The B wave, I think. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. I don't know. This could actually be a 5 up here. Could be breaking up to a 5. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. I do actually have to get going now. I still got to do a couple things before I actually head out. So good video, good trade. I know $5 isn't crazy, but you got to start somewhere. It really is just it's just a big process. If that was a $1,000 win, let's say, all my losses would be, in the past at least, they'd be very large comparatively. I've been getting better with my risk control, I suppose. That's something that just comes with time, I think. Everybody just says, oh yeah, just do this. It all sounds so easy. It really does. Like, in theory, it's so easy, but those emotions that take control, they really fuck it up for you. So, anyway, you guys have a good day, and if I'm trading again tonight, I'll talk to you tonight. If not, then I guess not.